Hey guys, hopefully everything's working right. I don't know. It says not doing it. Yes. Okay. So it says excellent connection. Hopefully this is all working right. We know I'm still learning it. And StreamYard went ahead and charged me for another year anyway. So I've been arguing with them about getting that refunded because they weren't supposed to charge me until December and they just went and charged me in November. So I'm hoping because I've got a little green light here on my OBS that everything's working and you guys can just let me know in the chat. Nice to see you, Silver Ollie and Miss Blogger and Gayla and Cheryl. I have a little problem with my eye again. I'm going to go see the eye doctor at on Monday and hopefully get that all straightened out. It's been a pain in the neck because my eye is just like angry. This is the one that has a stigmatism in it, and so it gets aggravated very easily. Everything should be working just fine. I think move my microphone a little bit closer, so hopefully that works a little bit better. But it all looks good, at least on the what do you call it, like the little mixer board thing. Obviously, I do not work in audio or visual or anything like that. Not my thing. So today I thought that we could all do some writing sprints with. I have a little prompt that I wrote up for you guys that came from the book that I just read. Hello, Jenny. Hi, Famo. Called The Perfect Marriage. It was actually a pretty good suspense novel, and I love how perfect is crossed out there. It was not my favorite, but it was pretty good. Um, I didn't like how quickly the ending wrapped up, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. It's a pretty long book, so maybe they were just like, okay, that's we're gonna wrap it up now. Nice to see you, Jenny, and Half a Mo, and anybody else that I missed. And Jenny's starting the second part of your trilogy. That is awesome. And so, guys, if you could just drop a little thing saying, yes, we can hear you, everything's working on our end, that would be awesome because all I can see is the chat, which got that to work. I'm pretty excited about that. Just a small thing, but I can do it. And then I can bring up the for sprint and we can write for 15 minutes. So, I'm thinking that it's gonna hopefully this is gonna work out. This is my last like let's try it before I argue to death with StreamYard to get my money back. And excellent. I'm so glad you guys can hear me fine. I'm so grateful to Tearstone for spending time with me last week to just get my act together on this. There's still a lot to learn. Oh my gosh, it's just so many little things. And I get that a lot of people that do this kind of thing all the time would like have no problem with it, but for me, this is like big time change. So, anyways, let's get started with our. Oh, there you go. Look at that tearstone just popping up as if as if you were conjured up by me mentioning you. I love that. A flash of light and a pop of displaced air. It's awesome. And yes, I'm wearing my Boston sweatshirt today because it is Florida cold here. And I'm sorry, I am such a wimp, but it's like 60. And to me, that's super cold. I've been in Florida for 10 years and it's like super, super cold for me to when anytime it goes under 60. Now, I still go running in the morning. But I'm moving, so it's not so bad. But when I'm just sitting here at my desk, it's awful. So on my Christmas list is literally an electric blanket. I never thought I'd need one living here in Florida, but I definitely do. Couple days off from finishing your first book in 4 years, revisions over Christmas with mince pie fuel. Sounds awesome, half a mo. My fuel is usually like cookie. This year I've been ordered not to bring cookies to Christmas because I usually make like 12 dozen. I mean, I make a lot because I really have fun with them. I'm just bringing pies, so I don't know. I know 60. It is cold and it's damp too. It's a damp cold. So that's my story and I'm sticking with it. And see, Tucson, Texas, yes, when it's like 30 in Texas or Arizona or 40, it feels so much colder. But the good thing is it barely lasts. So I think Saturday it's supposed to go back into the 70s, and then next week will be like a normal week in the mid 70s. So it'll be awesome next week. I just have to suffer for one more day here. And 40 degrees Silver Valley is also pretty freaking cold. Okay, so here we go. We are going to try the sprint, the music, the whole 9 yards. We're going to go for the whole thing. Um, and I'm not positive that my timer's working, but we're gonna hopefully it does. So if you can't hear the music or something like that happens with it, just let me know. Because I will like chat with Tearstone and try to get it fixed. So let's go to our first 15-minute prompt, and it should just go straight into the music and the timer. So good luck, guys. Hmm. I don't know why the music died. Hmm. I don't know. Let me try to find another one. Ba, 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 ba. Hmm. Why is it not playing? Ah. Hmm. Hmm. Bum, bum. Hmm. Okay, so just to clarify, you want your photo on only the tablecloth version, period. and change it to a different one, question mark. The one I used was labeled headshot final in the folders. Hmm. I know, so that's part's working for some reason and not the other part, and I don't know why. It shouldn't be. My regular audio should not be going, and I don't know why. Somehow I mixed them up, I think. So that is a, like Tearstone said, it is a problem for him to solve next time. Okay, so maybe we should just cut this one early and go back to the other one. Right. Okay, guys, I couldn't figure out why that thing was not doing what it was supposed to do. I know my constraint and my answering a client face. And I know I have the right file there, and I think I had not chosen loop on it, so it wasn't playing after it ran out. So anyways, but I don't know why my microphone was picking up instead of my media source because the microphone's not even loaded into that particular profile, as it's called, or scene, I think it's called. So, anyways, yeah, Tearstone will probably help me fix it after. Maybe it'll just pop up randomly next time. Like I could see the little thingy majiggy for it, the little icon for it, and I think you guys could see that too. But I don't see the icon for the media source now. I don't know. It's so before above my pay grade. So what I had to work on during my 8 minutes, because I didn't have 15, because I back because my audio wasn't working anyway, was a proposal for a potential client. So every once in a while, work has to take place instead. I did send out a proposal, two different proposals to my agent this past week for two different romantic suspenses for two different publishers. And it's Christmas. Nobody really works in publishing during Christmas. They have like 3-day work weeks. There's Christmas parties and all of that. So the agent probably won't even get to it till January. So now I just get to sit here and wait on it. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but I'm talking about it again because it's just so stinking cool. But 50 books with HarperCollins. I got a little award from them and some flowers. There's a short on my channel about that, and it was super cool. I was very, very excited. Um, and every time I look at the flowers and I walk past them, I go, yeah, 50 bucks. Because honest to God, when I first started, I was so frustrated and I was rejected so much. And I never ever believed in a million years that I would sell more than one book, never mind 50 to one publisher and 80. When it comes out December 24th, it'll be my 87th, I think, maybe 88th. I'm trying to fall asleep at night. I count through my books. I recite my titles in order because immediately I'll be knocked out because I can't remember all of them. But yeah, it's just so amazing. So for those of you who are like, I don't know that this is ever going to happen. I write these crappy books, or everybody's telling me it's crappy, or I don't feel like it's good, or in my gut, I'm thinking this is terrible. Oh, my books were so bad. You guys saw the pages in that video that I have that I reference back a lot. They were terrible. I'm going to have to do another video about terrible openings versus good openings, because I definitely had no business being published when I first started out. I was terrible. I didn't know anything, and it took a lot of hard work and learning to do it. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. Because trust me, those were terrible, terrible books, and they just weren't even remotely at the level of what I can do now because I learned so much and I wanted it so bad. I mean, so bad. I wanted that to be published more than I wanted anything in the world for as long as I could remember when I was a little girl. And I was going to do whatever it took. And that was a whole hell of a lot of learning. So, yes. And thank you, Tearstone. It was so fun to do the unboxing. I didn't even know that was coming. I actually didn't even know that was my 50th book with HarperCollins. And I knew I was getting up there to around 50. but HarperCollins has kind of a weird way of counting your books. Like sometimes they count the novellas that we've done for the website, because sometimes in addition to a series or something, we'll do an extra bonus novella for readers on the website. Sometimes they count those, sometimes they don't. So I was like, I think I hit 50, but I'm not sure. And I've worked for so many different editors, I wasn't going to try to figure that out from the editor. But yeah, I knew I knew I was going to hit 50 relatively soon. And I did not know that that was coming. That was a huge shock when it came in the mail. They send you a little email saying, "Hey, we're sending something from the distribution center." And I don't have them in my office, they're in my kitchen. But what I thought I was getting was foreign editions because that's what they usually send me. And I just got foreign editions of book number 50, an Australian edition of it. How long ago did I start Half a Mo? So I sold my first book in 2002 and it came out in 2003, but I started writing 8-ish years before that. I was writing off and on my whole life. Like literally, I've been writing fiction off and on my entire life. But I became serious about writing romance novels about 8 years before that. I had taken a course, like community ed course. There was a Harlequin author in my town who had done a course, and she took such pity on me when I got my first rejection letter because I didn't know anyone. There was no Google to go find other romance authors when I started. So I didn't know anyone that had done this. And so I contacted her after I got my first rejection letter to have her help me figure it out. And she was very nice. She took me under her wing. She was very sweet. So for about a year, she was getting ill. She died a few years later. But for about a year, she took me under her wing and told me what she knew. And she had started so early in the industry that she had to write under a man's name because they would not publish books by women back then. So it's come a long way since then. Um, and she helped. And then I ended up meeting a romance writer. I moved to Indiana, and then I met a romance writer in a grocery store. And she took me to my first writers meeting. I didn't even know these kinds of groups existed. I was just such a newbie to the whole thing. And I met Suzanne Brockman and Lisa Gardner and a lot of people that have gone on to have these mega careers that are the nicest, sweetest people you could ever imagine. And I was actually there when Lisa Gardner got her first movie deal. So it was really amazing. I remember her walking in and we was all just celebrating. So it's come a long way in that time. And I would sit there and watch those people and think, maybe someday that can be me. And what do you know? Here I am. Um, So, too soon, the 200 words. So, let me drop the link in there while I'm thinking about it. The 200 words thing. So, those of you who have done the manuscript feedback thing, you know that the 200 words is pretty damn useful because you will learn a lot. So, let me drop the link in there for the 200 words. So, I have a manuscript feedback session coming up on Monday. And if nobody submits anything, hey, I'm just going to have it. Um, so, so, with the 200 words, it's really all about making every word count. And I have done, actually, I used to do a 175 word limit in my courses that I would teach. And people would every time fight me back on that. Like, I can't, that's too little. You can't get the gist of my story. And here's the thing, every single word counts. And I can tell you in 200 words what 95% of the problems in your book are because it will show up right there. If you don't have conflict, if you don't have an internal storyline, if you're telling or you're dropping a lot of backstory in, it will be in those 200 words because the mistakes that we tend to make, we don't just make on page 1 or page 176, we make them on every single page. Um, and if somebody had come along and just taken any 200 words of my first book, first 10 books that were such crap, they would have definitely helped save me a ton of time. So you can learn an awful lot from that. And that's a free option. I mean, I do have the consults that I can do 5 pages for. Those are $99. But if you want a free thing, I'm telling you, 200 words is very useful. You'll see. Um, and Hafamo, thank you. I'm glad that it was inspiring. And yes, I started sometime in the 90s. Let's see, my first kid was born in 93. I was already like kind of writing, sort of trying to write anything back then. Um, I think I seriously started when she was about 2 or 3. And I remember going to my first writers conference when I was pregnant with my second one. I had him in 98. And I got a speeding ticket on the way home, but the guy let me go because I was like almost ready to have the baby. But it was the first time I'd ever been to a writers conference. It was amazing. Um, and Miss Blogger, how long does it take me to write a book, and how does every book impact me? every book impacts me differently. It depends on where I'm at in my life and what I'm going through. I can tell you right firsthand, it is freaking hard as hell to write a romance novel when you go through a divorce. So I'm not getting divorced now. This was 10 years ago. I got divorced from my first husband. I never ever want to have to do that again. That was very, very difficult to write that while you're not feeling the best about love and all of that stuff. And I've written books while my mother was dying. I wrote books that were due right after my mother died. I've been through a lot of different things in my life, like all of you have, and had to write regardless because I had deadlines. I had editors waiting for it. And when they move your book out of the schedule because you don't turn it in on time, it does not make you look good to your publisher. Um, and how long does it take me? Well, it depends on how long they give me. Because nowadays, a lot of the process happens in the back of my head. So I have written a book as fast as 5 weeks, and I have a written book as slow as a year. I mean, if I have a deadline, I will just make it happen. And if I have to write fast, I will write fast. So, I mean, run the company at the same time, and the company is always doing 75 different things. So if I get a deadline somewhere in there, then I will find the time to fit it in. So you want to be me when I grow up, yeah. Um, and yes, Tearstone, just go ahead and do the 200 words in the thing. And it can be anonymous. Just tell me in the comments with the link for the Google form up there. And I won't even mention your name if you don't want me to. I just need to know that you're there when I go and do the chat because I won't tear it apart. There was somebody that submitted something for the last manuscript mastermind manuscript feedback session. And if you're not there, then I'm not going to do it because then you're not going to get to see or be able to ask me questions. So definitely take advantage of that, guys. I don't think there's any submissions right now. I haven't really been pushing it because I've been um, off my schedule a little bit with the travel and stuff, and also really busy because now it's the holidays. But if you guys want some feedback, I highly suggest it. All right, let's try this again. We're going to try it again, right? We're going to try the whole timer thing again. And the time thing should just restart. I don't know if the music will work. I'll watch for it and see if it happens. I'm hoping it does. And we'll go for another 15 minutes. Either way, we'll write for 15 minutes and I'll unplug my mic so you guys don't have to listen to me. that the audio worked, the music looped. I feel like I've conquered Mount Everest. Thanks for letting me know, Tearstone. I appreciate it. And thank you for submitting. Um, so Miss Blogger asked, what's next Monday's video about? And I'm pretty sure my son does about half of my editing, sometimes more, depending on how busy I am. And I think he's editing the one I recorded about dialogue. So I think that's what he's got. I'll have to ask him sometime this weekend. So he'll send it over to me like Sunday, and I'll go through and make any final tweaks that I have to make. I did record one that'll be out in a couple, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, because I usually batch record. I'll record 5 or 6 videos at one time, which I'm sure you guys can tell because you see the same shirt for a few weeks in a row. Um, but that one, the one that I recorded that'll be out in a few weeks, is about first pages and how different authors grabbed people because I thought that'd be an important thing to do. And Miss Blogger, why did I choose to do videos on Mondays? Because YouTube tells me it's the best time to release them. I don't know why. It's just what YouTube Studio gives me for analytics. So YouTube likes it, apparently. So I don't know why. Mondays don't seem to be super busy to me, but I guess YouTube thinks that that's when I have more viewers. Silver Alley, 126 words. Excellent. I've been working on a new book another suspense novel that I'm working on, and I don't have very much in it. And I had to spend most of my time just kind of like getting re-familiarized with the book because I haven't been working on it. Um, and then those batches get broken up into shorts too, Tearstone. Yes, yes. My assistant often takes my videos that have already come out and turns them into shorts. If I'm on it or have enough time, I'll do it before I release the video. But sometimes we're kind of inserting B-roll strategically to cover up the graphics that I had in the video. It's a lot to get something out all the time. Each minute of a video I have found, and I've been doing this for almost 2 years now, like a year and a half. Yeah, it takes a full hour to edit. So when I do a course or something like that, so that's like a 45-minute video, sometimes that will take a really long time to edit. When I did the scene course, like I go through it, I'm trying to take out all the extra stuff, the ums, the ahs, all the stuff that you guys don't really need. And I'm always trying to add something extra too. So like the masterclass on scenes, you'll see things in the video that you didn't see in the live so that people get a little bit more, especially for, watching it again after seeing it live. And FMO, struggling to the end, 86 words, but cross more out. But that happens. I have that happen sometimes. I think I did on the manuscript feedback a couple weeks ago, and I think I'm going to just edit that out and pull it out as its own video. I took the incarnations of a book, and I think you were there, Half a Mo, and how it changed from beginning to end as I was working with it and finessing it and taking things out and everything. And that particular book, what I wrote first was the third chapter, which is a totally different secondary character, but I loved her so much that I configured a whole book around her. So I really like that. Cheryl is working on a goal for the scene. Yes, I'm trying to figure out what the goal is for this book here that I'm working on because it's been, I don't know, months, probably 6 or 7 months since I opened this one, maybe even longer. I had this picture on my computer that I came across that was just kind of spooky, and I thought that would make a really great setting for a suspense novel. And so I've got it. I've got it set there. And now I'm just trying to remember what it was that I was thinking of doing with the book because I didn't put any notes to myself in there. I just figure I'm going to remember it all right when I'm writing it, and I did not. I might have some notes in the notebook I keep next to my bed because a lot of times I'm thinking of things last minute before I go to bed. So odd how the secondary characters try to take over. Yes, sometimes they're my favorites. Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of readers that I have relate to like the grandmas and the husky neighbors and stuff that I have. And a lot of times those are the most fun to write. And if you guys have read, what's it called now? Um, oh my gosh, From There to Back Again, which originally came out as the Sweetheart Bargain. Greta, the little old lady in the nursing home who drinks bourbon, she was what came to me first, and I just adored her and I loved her, and I was so excited to be able to put her into a whole series. So she's in all three books. And secondary and Tearstone has a second character for a new project, and a secondary character related to them might well wind up trying to take over. Yes, yes. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes they end up getting their own book from me, and I don't even know that they exist until they show up on the page, which is kind of fun. All right, so we have 16 minutes left, so we have just enough time to do one more. Let's try to do another writing sprint, and I saw that Miss Blogger had said the Glacier Frost Freeze. That is my husband's favorite Gatorade. He will only drink that one Gatorade. So I'm always on the hunt for it when I go to the store. It's apparently a lot of people's favorites because it's very rarely there. So if you guys, anybody else did the scene kind of thing, let me know because I saw a scene in The Perfect Marriage where the drink was spiked and that became a whole like catalyst for the suspense plot, and that's why I chose that. So okay, so let's try another sprint and we'll do another 15 minutes. was it. That was another 15 minutes. I got like a paragraph and a half written because I had to shoot off an email to somebody and find a file on my computer that did not want to be found. Eventually did find it. But my computer has been cranky this week. One thing about editing videos on a regular laptop, like not one with a good graphics processor, is that everything takes 10 years longer than you expect it to. On my agenda for next year is definitely buying a computer that has the graphics capacity for editing videos and handling all that. I just bought this one like a year and a half ago, just before I launched the channel, and thinking, oh, I'm just going to use it for Word and Zooms once in a while. I was wrong. So, Dear Stone, I'm glad you like the music. That is from a YouTube channel that's put out by vidIQ Creators something, I think. I kind of like it too. They have a whole bunch of kind of lo-fi stuff. And this blogger said the drink will make them delusional and see things that aren't really there, which is cool. I like that. That could happen in real life. There are things you can drink that will make you hallucinate. So I'm so excited, Silver. You got some great rhyming in there and half a mo, 171 words. And yeah, Tearstone. I would do a desktop if I didn't do so much out of the office stuff with the company. I'm at meetings like yesterday. I had 3 meetings in Tampa. And so I was gone for half of the afternoon, had to have my laptop for that. I go and do presentations. I speak a lot. So I travel so much that I definitely can't do desktop only. Though I don't know, maybe I'll put that on my Christmas list. My husband would be grateful that you have an NVIDIA because he has a whole bunch of NVIDIA stock and they've been doing really good. Will I be doing lives over the next few weeks? Yes. Yes, I will. I'm not traveling until Christmas, and then I start traveling again in February. But right now, I am here every Friday until Christmas, so I'm very happy. And Gayla's working on the pages for a mastermind. You guys are rocking it. You're all really doing good. And yes, Tearstone, it definitely. Well, I wanted a pretty laptop that wasn't too heavy because I'm very like somebody that I work with has a discount at laptop for some laptop place, and he's like, "I'll get you one. I'll just pick out one for you." I was like, "Oh no, no, no! For me, this is like my purse. Like I have to like really play with it and feel it and make sure I love it because I'm very attached to this thing." So see, maybe next year when I kind of have enough time to research one, find one, and get one that I think will work for everything that I do. Anyways, I appreciate you guys all joining me today. I'm so grateful that it all worked out. Thank you again to Tearstone because honest to God, I would not be doing this if you didn't help me. So now I can go back to StreamYard and say, yo, give me back my money because you took it early. And I'm just going to go with OBS. So it's working really well. And yes, Tearstone, to work from beaches or anywhere else in the world is pretty cool. Although if I'm on a beach, it's terrible to work on a laptop, honestly. You got to have like shade. So it's not as fun as it sounds. Anyways, you guys, thanks for joining me. And I will see you on Monday for the manuscript feedback session and next Friday for